All right, welcome all. Raymond for Stream Gamers. Today we're going to create a video that's kind of an extension from the previous one that I did on updating the how to create simple airport in 2020. Today we're going to create a water or a sea-based type of thing. We're going to use, let me let me make sure we're on the right one. We are. We're going to use the right screen. And so here we see, this is the one that we had created, showing you how to do a simple scenery or a simple airport. Now we're going to create this. Now, this is a sea-based type of airport. It is not in 2020. When I click on this, and we can click on this, it takes us to this screen. So we can see it. That's kind of what the land looks like, and I can only envision it goes out here. There'd be a dock and a parking spot and so forth. So we're going to create that right there. How do we go about doing that? Well, the first thing is we've got to make sure our developer's turned on, which it is. The previous video shows how to do that. The second thing is we got to get ourselves on ground in the approximate location where that seaport needs to be created. And I just want to make sure, okay, so that's right. So what we'll do is, because we created the previous airport, we are going to go to this, we're going to click into the world, we're going to click here, and we're going to go to that airport because that's the one we just created, and the sea base is right here. I'm going to click there, set my departure. I'm going to hit fly. Just make sure I got everything set up right. So I'm going to hit fly. So here we are, ready to fly. We're going to use the same method we used before. We're going to use the slew. So we're going to click on ready to fly, hit slew, F1 to get us down on the ground. And we're going to back ourselves up because we're not in a water aircraft. So we're going to use the number pad number 2 key to back us up until we find land. There's land. I'm going to slide over right. Oops, I'm going to slide right over there. There we are going to make sure we're on the ground by pressing the F1 key. Hit the Y key to unslew. Hit the park brake so we're parked. So as we did before, we go to File, we go to New. We're going to create the airstrip or this water runway in a certain place. So we're going to click there. And we're going to click there where I keep all my stuff, Northwest Territories. This is the location. We hit select. Here, I know that the airstrip's ICO code is CED7. Create the project. Package. Next. Airport. It will be the same, CED7. And I'm going to put that in there as well. So it's the same at the same lake. It's just it's called a sea base now. Next, once again, we're going to verify that this doesn't exist. So CED7, and you see it doesn't exist. So we'll hit cancel. We'll create a new one. We'll generate a new ICAO code. We're going to click into that. We're going to type in CED7. This is called a sea base, so we're going to change that title to sea base. We're going to verify the latitude and longitude positioning, and we do that by looking here once again, right there. So 39. So let's click on that, copy. Let's get rid of that. Let's double click in there, paste that in, and I'll copy the other one. Copy. paste. Again, making sure that we keep that negative in there because that negative is really important. Otherwise, with the positive, without the negative, we're in Russia somewhere. The altitude is 244. So there we have it. We're going to create the airport. I'm going to run through some of these things and not spend too much time explaining it because I've already done that in the previous video about thumbnails and so forth. So I'm just going to put that in myself. Now we're going to go here, hit scenery. This changes into developer mode. We're going to get a up top view. So this is the roadway that comes that I believe it comes toward the sea base itself. Um, Now, it isn't quite right because in theory, there's this roadway that bends in here and there should be a circular thing here and it should probably be here and there'll be a branch here to go there and this branch takes off and goes over here somewhere. So we're going to build a sea base over here. When I click on this, I click on properties. That is where the sea base is set for. I'm going to move that more here. I'm going to change this to 500. We see it pulls our circle in. We're going to start. We're not going to worry about flattening because we're building it on water. We're going to make sure that our region country is right. So Canada, our state is Northwest Territories. Get that put in. Copy, paste, enter. City will be Cold Lake. Again, I'm just copying and pasting all of this data in here. Okay, so now let's start building bits and pieces of it. We know we're going to build right here. We're going to have kind of a road that kind of goes off into here. So this is kind of where it's going to be. So the first thing is I'm going to do is I'm going to create an object. I'm going to create a polygon. I'm going to add the polygon. In this case, I'm going to create a polygon that kind of will be there, 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 there. And I'm kind of just taking over the area that doesn't have trees in it. There. So that's kind of what we're going to use. It has that one tree. We're going to remove that. We did that last time by clicking on vegetation and we removed the vegetation. So there's no more vegetation. Now we're going to create a small little apron. So we're going to go here. We're going to go apron. We're going to go there. We're going to click on that. And again, we have this little thing here. We're going to probably create the apron maybe like this. Yeah. Kind of like that. I want that to be like gravel or sorts. So we'll do the same thing we did last time. We'll type in gravel here. Enter all bitmap. Let's find something that we think is something that we might like. Be a little different. I don't want that pebbled gravel, but I don't want fjord. It's going to take me a little while to find the one that I want. No. Let's go with that. Yeah, let's do that one. So we're going to go here. We're going to make sure that we're highlighted on that. Our concrete surface is that. We're going to drag this here. We're going to put that there. That's kind of what it looks like. We're going to use in here, we're going to use this fall off. Now, what that fall off does is you see how sharp that edge is? If I put a fall off on there, say of 10 meters, you see how it kind of spreads it out and makes it look a little more realistic, that the edge isn't so sharp like you wouldn't expect it to be. So that's what we're going to do. Now, our next step is we're going to create a dock object. Click on here. We're going to type in dock. I'm obviously in the wrong one. I want scenery, all. dock. So these are the docks that we have. I've previously searched around and found the one that I want to use, which is, I believe, this one. Yeah. So what I'm going to do here is, because I've had one place click, you see it like this. I'm going to, first, before I do anything, I'm going to add one in, and I'm going to attempt to see if I can make them all follow suit, the angles and so forth that I want. So click on that. There's the dock. Click on this. Click on rotate. Now, if I rotate this and put it kind of out there, because that's kind of where I want it, doesn't have to be perfect. And I see that's 90 degrees, so we're going to use 90 degrees as the way we do it kind of thing. Let's go see what happens when we add more. It doesn't turn them, so I'm going to have to turn every one. So I'll get through this quickly, and then you'll see the finished product of it after I line it all up. And the last one, you'll see that I kind of move it and drag it. And I kind of zoom in a little bit just to kind of give myself a bit more there. So that one is dropped in there like that. Now we're going to go back here. We're going to add some more because I want to add kind of a T at the top of this. So one place touch. We'll put that one there, there, and there. And I'll put another 3 over here. And again, I'm going to quickly line all that up. Okay, so that's pretty much going to be our dock. We're going to have our runway. We're going to scroll out here. We're going to have a runway that's going to kind of start here-ish and take off that way, right? So your incoming will be kind of like on this trajectory. How do we create a water runway? We click on projects. We click on runway. It's going to be 1-3-ish. Let's get ourselves situated. There's our runway. Now we're going to move that a little bit and get that out of the way. Let's go to the properties window. Let's go to custom. Here it's 15 degrees. Let's go 1-3. That isn't quite what we want. I'm going to change that because that is far from what I wanted it to be. Let's go 27. No. Let's go 30. 30 wouldn't be bad, but let's change that even more. Let's go 38. That'll work. Now, because we've set to 38, but initially we set it here. You see how we set it to 0-1, but now it's actually 38, which is actually 0-4. Okay, so we change that to 0-4 so we can accommodate that and get that set up. We're going to keep the material here while we set up the rest of the runway, and then we're going to change that. In the meantime, we want that to be, let's say, 1,000 meters, kind of like that. Now we want to kind of move that runway-ish more, like I said. I think I'm going to change that angle. I don't like that angle. Let's change it to 54. What about 53? Yeah, 53 is good. But again, we have to change this to 0.5. I'm going to put that kind of there. Let's see how that looks as the approach looks. That'll be fine. Okay, so that's going to be our runway. Like we did last time, we're going to go to runway start positions. We're going to hit the primary. We're going to find the primary starting position, which is right here. We're going to move that over here. We're going to kind of put that right there. We know that that is 53, I believe I said it was. Put that in the wrong spot. 53, I think, is what I said it. Yep, 53. And then we'll put the secondary runway in. Oop, oop, oop. Come on, let's move that there. Which is 233. So we'll change that to 233. That's the reciprocal. Reciprocal, I think, is pretty close. So there you have it. now we've got that runway there. What we're going to do is we're going to go material, and in this case, we're just going to hit transparent, and you're going to see it disappear. But that is going to be the runway. It will show up in 2020 as being an actual runway. You'll be able to click on the starting position and so forth. Down here, we're going to quickly add just some additional content in here. So we're going to go to, is it objects, hanger, all, no, it's not objects. I get these two mixed up all the time. I'm going to find a hanger here that I think is more suited to what we want. That might be okay. Yeah, and I might put that right here-ish. Yeah. So now when I go here and I change, oh, I got to go back here and do that. Go back to Gizmo, click on that, click on that. We're going to rotate that. And we're going to actually rotate that, and we're going to make that kind of go there. We're going to make that kind of line up with the water like there, so you can kind of taxi in off the water. And we're going to change this. The good news is that when we create these things, we can edit them, and they're dynamic. You see how they was kind of sort of dynamically changed as we're doing it. We'll put that there. The idea is that we'll taxi right into here, or we'll taxi in here and park here. Here we're going to put some parking spots. So we're going to go there. We're going to go here. We're going to go parking. We're going to go dock. GA. So we're going to create. No, we're not going to create parking here. We're going to create parking on the dock. So dock GA. We're going to click this. Now I'm going to put a parking spot here, and I'm going to put a parking spot here, and I'm going to put one here. But actually, I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to take this one away. I'm also going to park a GA parking spot here, maybe there. So now we're going to make some changes here. We're going to edit this. I know that this parking spot, when I go here, I know that this was 90, therefore this is going to be 90 degrees off of 90, so 180 and the reciprocal of 180. So if I change this and I put this to say 7 meters, it's going to make it small. I'm going to change that to what? Change that to 90. See how that arrow faces that way, but I want the aircraft to face the opposite. So it's 180 out of that, which is 270. And this one, I want to change that to 7, and I want that one to be 90, so it points that way. Now, what I've kind of discovered is this dot here is kind of the center position of the aircraft. If we park it there, that just basically means we're going to have the floats on the dock. So we don't want the floats on the dock. So let's assume there is a good position. It may not be, but we can adjust that. Let's assume that's going to be a good position. And again, may not. We're going to park an AI aircraft right here. And that is object. Float. We're going to put a float aircraft in here. Which one? Let's put a beaver in. That'll be fine. One click. Sometimes it takes a bit to catch up. There it is. So we'll just park this beaver right there. We're going to turn that, of course, so it faces the right direction. But before we do that, we're going to take the check mark out, gizmo, rotate, and we're going to rotate that guy kind of the way it should be rotated. There we go. So that's kind of less, let's say maybe a windsock, for example. Let's put a windsock in there. We'll put our windsock somewheres. Where will we put that? We'll put that up here somewheres. just for the sake of having a windsock. Okay, so that's kind of our airport. We could, in theory, what we could do is we could build a bit of a road here, and I'm going to show you how I would do that. It doesn't have to be done this way, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it exactly as I did with the apron. I'm going to call it an apron. I'm going to make that default. I'm going to one place click it. Click on that. So here we're going to kind of go click, 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 and double click. And I'm just kind of making it look kind of like a road. It's not an exact science, but so we go to properties on that. We've got our surface here. So we're going to click on this. We're going to put the same surface in there, but this time we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use that fall off, and we're going to go 5. So it kind of doesn't look so sharp. That's our road coming in. We're going to clean that up a bit so that it merges there properly. That's going to be good. Okay, so that is our water sea base set up. Let's go through the process and set and finish this up. I see I've got an error here. What has the error caused? I've got an error in here somewhere that it doesn't like something. Duplicate taxi parking. Oh, yes, of course, we knew that. We got to change these numbers around. That's that one. We're going to call that one 1. We're going to change that to 10. We're going to rotate that. Yes, we're going to rotate that. We're going to rotate that to 90. Heading is 90 degrees. Yes, that'll be fine. 10. I'm going to make that closer to 7 like the others. Now I'm going to change this one to 2, 7, 90. Here, this is going to be 3, 7, and that angle is right. This is going to be 7, and this is going to be 4, and that angle is right. Warning is gone. Okay, so we do the same thing. We save it. We go project, build. Yes. Once again, we got some warning messages here. We're going to close this out. We're going to build it again. Build all. And 0 warnings, 0, 0, all is good. So we're going to, again, close this again. This is the line that we're more concerned with, and the failed right here. That's what we're more concerned with. So I'm going to shut all this down and get it loaded into the sim, and we're going to get ourselves back into the sim and ready to spawn in at this airport. And I will catch up with you at that point. Just as I'm doing that, if you would like, comment, subscribe, I would appreciate that. If there's anything you want to be added, let me know in the comment section. That sort of thing, that would be helpful as well. So I'll meet you back on the other side of getting us all set up and ready to go. Okay, so here we are, ready to go and test out our new sea base airport. We're going to pick this time an airplane that can fly in the water, as it were. Let's propeller. Let's pick the Beaver. There we go. We'll do that one. So we'll click here. This time we're going to type in CED7, and we see there it is. Click it. There it is. This is the ground one, but here's the water one. You can see we can pick on various different runways to park on. We can pick on here and park on the and spawn in on the dock. That's what these two are, and these two are actually on the ground. I wish they did a better job of kind of depicting what they actually are. Now, I guess if I had maybe said these were dock and parking, because they just say parking, that may be something. But I'm going to pick this one. and we're going to hit fly. Okay, we're here ready to go. We can see there's the dock, but you see how I've parked and I've got one of the pontoons sitting on the dock. That is a product of kind of that trial and error and figure out where you should be putting your and where you should be parking your aircraft. But anyways, you can see that we're parked up against the dock. We're going to hit ready to fly. In this aircraft, we're going to come down here and click on this, and we are going to click. There's an anchor on this one. I want to sit anchor. Hopefully it won't float away. But there, you see, that's the problem. I'm going to hit the Y key and I'm going to just try to tap it over and get it off the dock. Nope. It's hung up on the dock is what it is. Anyways, doesn't matter. Let's un-Y key that. So you would have to, I would have to move that center dot just a little bit over. I don't know if there's a way that you can better measure that out. Probably, if you knew what the distance was from here to there, you could say, hey, listen, I want to be this far from the dock, X number of inches, feet, or whatever, meters. Anyways, let's just kind of look around. We can see our aircraft is there. We can see our hangars there. We can see that, we could kind of taxi in and simulate going into the hangar. We could taxi here. We could park here with aircraft and then taxi them into the water. But that's what it is. You can clearly see this dock is solid. This dock will not let you kind of taxi through it. There are some docks out there that will do that, but this one is a solid dock. That's how you do it. Now, you saw the airport, the airstrip that was kind of out there. Now, keep in mind, that's what it is. If we load this up into a little nav map, which I've kind of done now, this is not the exact what it is, but if I look and show you in a little nav map, top, I've been experimenting with this for a little while. So you can see we have an AI aircraft which is parked there. And we also know that this is maybe on a different angle, different runway headings and so forth. But you can see that's what it looks like in the little nav map when you load it in there and update your database. So you actually can see as you're flying and you're coming in, you can say, well, hey, where should I be landing-ish? And there it is, okay? If there was instruments that you were using to do this with. Now, I could have adjusted the approaching and departing and so forth to maybe line up with some of these, right? So I could say, hey, what if I were to line it up with that? I could say, well, if I did this and I went measure, what if I created a runway that did this, or here to here? So let's go here, measure to, let's say, to this waypoint, right? I'm going to bring it through that waypoint. And so what if I created the runways that actually did that? So now I could create a runway and we'd have an instrument landing. We could line up for that one, line up to the next one, and that would put us directly in line with the runway. It's just food for thought. Anyways, I'm not going to spend any more time with this. It's Raymond for Stream Gamers. This is how you create a sea base. This is how I create a sea base airport. You can replicate this anywhere in the world. I appreciate like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what if I'm doing things right. If you'd like to have specific things done, be that as may, I will try to accommodate that. I appreciate your time. Until the next one, we'll talk soon. Bye.